Bariatric Banter Podcast.
We're back.
We're back. What is this, episode 11?
I was just going to say, I think we're on 11.
Deuces, 1-1.
Right?
This is crazy that we're only on episode 11.
I can't believe it. Like,
Yeah.
I really can't.
Can't believe you guys are all still like, let's listen to these
Right?
crazy chicks ramble on.
I love that people are still following and getting engaged and caring about what we have to say.
Honestly, and like, we have over 600 downloads just on Spotify as of today.
I love it.
Blows my mind. Like, I don't even know how to thank everybody. Like, I just genuinely don't know how to say thank you.
I literally thought it would be just like us shooting the shit every week, and then like, oh, we got 3 listeners. Oh, we got 5.
My mom listened. You know, like,
yeah.
I've had so many people just be like, "Oh, I listened to your podcast." I'm like, "Oh my god, shit, okay,
yeah,
thank you."
Right? I've had people stop me in town. Like, I was out for a walk at lunch the other day, and I went into the bakery, and one of the moms from school who I'm acquaintances with, but I don't really know her.
Yep.
I can say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, I love your podcast. I was like, oh. Thank you.
Look at
no
this.
idea she was listening. Not a clue. It's awesome.
Guys, Steph is so famous she can't even go to her town bakery.
I
so
can't even go shopping in town without being recognized.
I have not been swarmed like that, so I guess we know who the star of this podcast is. It's not me, so
my 1,200 person town.
I'm gonna stop bringing the main character energy then and switch over into sidekick mode.
I
think that's cool. Like, I like
really cool.
hearing that people.
It was really flattering.
Listen.
Yeah.
You know?
So that just shows you never know who's listening, who's paying attention. You're going to have those people that are vocal, but you never know who's just kind of hanging back, watching and
who's
listening.
like, hey, I love listening to this. Maybe they're just here for Bo, who's like chewing.
I'm here for Bo.
Chewing a stick in the background that's now all over my couch. So
I'm here for Bo. Let's be real.
He is our podcast. He's our podcast mascot. So Protein Bo, that's what we'll call him.
So handsome. I love it.
I'm excited to talk about today's topic. Before we even start, I bought this and I just have to call it out. Okay, so I got Gatorade water. They're not a sponsor. Nobody sponsors us, by the way. But I was at the grocery store and I was like, I'm just kind of like, I was coming back from a puppy thing and I was like, we'll try it. I don't understand the purpose of this and I feel like such a sucker for buying it, but it's like alkali electrolyte for taste water.
Does it taste like Gatorade?
It does not taste like Gatorade.
Oh, so what's the point?
I don't understand. Honestly, I thought that it had electrolytes in it. And I was like, I definitely don't get enough. I went for a run yesterday and I know I'm depleted and I didn't feel like the blue Gatorade.
Right.
And then I was like, electrolytes for taste. Like, I don't. So I tasted it and I was like, oh, you know what this tastes like? Dasani. You know, it's the worst bottled water. Dasani.
Yeah, I would have assumed it tasted like I would have bought it thinking that when I take a sip, it's going to taste like Gatorade.
Thank you. Like orange Gatorade, but clear.
Right.
So I was like, what in the shit is the point of this? And so, like, there's not even that many electrolytes. There's like 65 milligrams of sodium and 10 of potassium for the whole bottle. And I was like, okay, so just pro tip. This is not worth it. Stick with Gatorade.
Make yourself like we buy the, I shouldn't say we, because I don't really drink them anymore. But Devin got hooked on the Prime drinks, but we buy the packets, like the powdered individual packets from Costco, and he drinks those. Or I just bought electrolytes off Amazon, like flavored, I think it's like raspberry something. Delicious.
I buy the powdered zero Gatorade electrolytes, and they're fine.
But it tastes like Gatorade.
It does taste like Gatorade, yeah. Right. I tried Body Armor for the first time last night.
What did you like it? They're good.
I do. They're like oddly delicious. I got the sugar-free lemon lime. And I was like, whoa, I was not expecting this to taste like this.
Devin got them from the corner store the other day. He went in to grab something. He came, I was like, I got us drinks. And at first I looked at it. I was like, what is this? I didn't think I could drink it. Checked it out. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So good.
So good. Yeah. Like, I can't, the Gatorade water tastes disgusting. So somebody needs to tell them, like, also I'm just like forewarning everybody. It's not worth it. It's got such a weird, disgussing taste to it.
Dasani's the worst. That weird that gross aftertaste.
This is just Dasani, like 100%. I'm sure there's a conspiracy theory here. Somebody with a tinfoil hat, look it up for me. But Body Armor, if they're listening, they could sponsor us. But like, Body Armor was like really good. It oddly tasted carbonated, but wasn't carbonated, but, like, the
It tastes
lemon
like it
lime.
tastes like juice. Like, I felt like I was drinking a treat.
Yeah, but not like a weird sugar-free juice, like, it
No, or
didn't
that, like,
have.
chemically weird
No,
fake taste. No, it
no.
tasted like legit
Yeah.
juice.
When I say I
Yeah,
drank that bottle in record time, like, I took a sip and was like, "Whoa, buddy," and I just, like, I binged that bottle in a
love it.
split second, like, should have taken my time, and then I went back to Shoppers Drug Mart, was like, "I will be taking
I will
all of the body
stock
armor,
up.
thank you," because they make a lot of
Delicious.
sugar-free body armor, and so, like,
Yeah.
this might be my new thing, I'm kind of into
Yeah.
it, so
And to find one that doesn't taste like chemicals and have that gross aftertaste is really hard. And sometimes you just want like that sweet, because we're not really drinking pop, not drinking juice, but you still want that sweet treat taste. So when you can find something that doesn't taste like crap, you got to stock up on it.
ding, ding, ding. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta stock up, you got, like, don't stock up before surgery. I've
No.
told this to a few people before, and
No.
so I know there's people listening, um,
Don't do
that
it.
are going into surgery this year. Please do not buy things in advance. Do not buy protein powder or protein drinks. I
No.
know that you're thinking with the best intentions. Anything that you like now, could almost bet you'll hate after surgery. I didn't listen to the advice and bought a shit ton of stuff. I had all these hauls and stocked. And then as soon as I came out of surgery, it was like, you're disgusting, you're disgusting, you're
Yeah.
disgusting, you're disgusting. You all taste like shit. I literally can't
Yeah.
stomach it. I use Crystal Light as the example. I loathed it going into surgery and told,
Me.
like, I was like,
Yep.
nope, and came out of surgery and it's the only thing I can stomach.
Yeah.
And I love Crystal Light now.
It used to
Hated
give
it.
me a head like Crystal Light, so I could drink a lot of flavored waters before,
Yeah.
but Crystal Light always gave me a sore throat, always, and so
Okay.
Crystal Light was the one I never drank,
Yep.
and when we went shopping, like, months ago in the States, it was when, like, the flavored water packets were really popular and hard to get
Mhm.
here, so I
Mhm.
bought so many of them in the States, and I loved all of them. They were phenomenal. Post-surgery,
Mhm.
I literally tried every single different flavor of the water packets in my cupboard, and there was maybe one that I could stomach.
Yeah.
And it was shocking. And now, Crystal Light iced tea, hands down, every day, that's my go to. Doesn't
I
bother me.
can't get enough of
It's
it.
delicious. Yeah. And
So good.
I literally have a container, like a big container of water packets in my cupboard that I can't touch anymore. I think they're
Okay.
disgusting.
Same boat. I was like, okay, getting ready for surgery. All I'm
Yeah.
seeing is water talk. And it was like
Yeah.
Starburst, Skittles, Orange Crush,
The
boo, 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 like
unicorn, the
all
mermaid.
these. Yeah, get
Mhm.
the syrups, go buy them. So I fucking stocked up.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, boy, after surgery, I
Gross.
literally have been trying to give them away. I've been trying to pay people to take them off my hands. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't drink these. And people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, they are they're so disgusting. I can't palate them. I could
Yeah.
easily drink them before. I
Yeah.
physically cannot drink these anymore.
Yeah.
So I beg of you, do not buy anything before surgery. Even if people are telling you this is the best protein, I love it. Those people are not
No.
bariatric patients. And it's I don't know what it is. It is a very well-known phenomenon that when you come out of surgery, your tastes drastically change. They don't even just like minusculely change. You're going to be like, whoa, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. There will just be things that you're like, I can no longer palate this, eat this, stomach this,
No.
taste it, smell it. I don't want it.
Even just
Um,
the thought of certain things. Like there's certain things that I don't even have to try. I just have to look at it. And it was always like go-tos or treats or anything. And I just look at it now and I'm like, not even,
hard no.
don't even want to try.
Yeah, I'm
And
going to be honest with you.
coffee, I can't drink.
Jello,
Oh, Jello.
no, I'm out.
Jello was good for me after surgery. Jello was
Too much,
okay.
too much pre-op PTSD. Where I was like, I don't want
That's
it.
fair.
I don't
That's
want it.
fair.
But
I
like,
think I can't do coffee anymore. I was like 2 cups of coffee a day minimum
give it
before
time.
surgery, then cut back pre-op because you can't have coffee pre-op. And then I remember when I could finally bring it back in, I was
Yeah.
so excited. I was so pumped. Made my coffee the same way I always made it.
Oh no.
I took 2 sips and I spat it out. I was like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever had. So I tweaked it. I tried for days and I
Yeah.
could not. I can do decaf. Some like when I make protein coffee, I use
Yeah.
decaf.
Okay.
The odd time I'll have a half calf, but I'm
Okay.
gonna say maybe once every 2 weeks. But to drink regular coffee now, I think it's so vile.
I like I was in the same boat. Obviously, like, our program said that we weren't allowed to have it, which they've since gone back on.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I switched to decaf and I stopped drinking it. And then I kind of was like, decaf is really not doing it for me. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to kind of go back and forth. And now I found like I am a dark roast Keurig K-Pod person, and it needs to be a flavored coffee. Now I
Mhm.
don't mean flavored with sugar, but I need like a maple or a hazelnut or something. I
Yeah.
can't do like plain. There's just we're choking on our stick. I can't just do like plain, but also I can't add syrups to it. I've tried. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I have literally tried to be Jenna Bariatric. I have tried so many times to
I
make her
can't, it's so
coffees.
gross.
I got the caramel sauce, out she goes.
Yep.
I got the chocolate sauce, out she goes. I got all the friggin' syrups, out they go. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
No.
But the one thing that worked was I now use Premier Protein shakes as creamer.
Yep.
Boom. It was like, and I think I
Great.
told you, oh my God, Steph, I'm now drinking 2 coffees a day. Like, I got to cut
I
back. Like,
gotta
I
stop.
just, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, here we go. I can't get enough coffee.
It's
And
crazy.
my parents are now hooked on Premier
That's
Protein
awesome.
as their creamer. They were like,
That's what I use for my
whoa,
protein coffee. Yeah.
it's so good. So I get
It's
it. It
something
is
about it
tough.
just mixes well with coffee.
So
I
I've
don't know
told
what it
people
is
this
about those.
too. Powdered protein is not going
Yeah.
to mix with your hot beverages. And
No.
some days you don't want an iced fucking profi. You want a hot coffee. So keep
Yes.
the liquid shakes on hand. Don't be
Mhm.
mixing powder into your hot coffee. It's going to curdle. Like,
Yeah.
it's not going to mix. It's going to be weird, and just don't do it.
No.
But anyway, we digress. Our advice to you is please don't go stock up your cupboards and your pantries before surgery. Just trust us on this one. Reach out to other people, look on Reddit. It is
Yeah.
very well known that, like, even if you found a protein powder that today you're like, this is the best thing I've ever had, you'll come out of surgery and be like,
Mm-mm.
so
You're
everybody
gonna buy
told
too
us
much. You're gonna buy too
clean.
much. You get in this mindset, and I
Yep.
was guilty of that with I did that with Gatorade and with the, sugar-free Jello and the sugar-free
Oh yeah.
Jello pudding. I stocked
Oh
up
yeah.
because they were on sale, and I remember
Yep.
being like, "Oh, I'm gonna need these." I still have the Gatorade Zeros, some of them in my kitchen because I still haven't used them all
I have
because
so
you're having
many.
such small amounts. Like
Yeah.
you forget that you're having like an ounce at a time. So I
Exactly.
remember I stocked up and sugar-free applesauce. I still have some downstairs too. Um,
Wow.
so don't get ahead of yourself because you'll be so excited to stock up and be ready and you're pumped and it's good, it's positive,
Yeah.
but you're gonna have like way more
Yeah.
than you need.
Way more than you need. I had a whole thing of Fairlife go bad. And I was like, what a waste of my hard earned dollars.
Yeah,
Because,
those
like, I
things.
get it. People are like, Fairlife is the literal best thing out there. And, like, it is. Like, it is very good.
Yep.
There's a texture thing with me that it's like real thick compared to other ones. And
Yeah.
also, I just was not drinking protein shakes to the level that other people
Well,
were.
we
And
weren't
so,
allowed.
yeah, it went bad. And I was
Yep.
like, well, so just pump them brakes, especially when it comes to protein, powdered protein,
Yep.
because A, it's stupidly expensive for how little you're getting, and B, it will drastically taste different post surgery. Right now, you're going to go try those brands like Good Protein or Clean Simple. What is it? Clean Simple
Plain simple
Eats or
eat.
Clean.
Yep.
Yeah, you're going to try them now and probably think like, whoa, because like they're full of a ton of sucralose and stevia and all that. Like, they're
Yeah.
super sweet. I guarantee you, you're going to have that post surgery and be like, holy
That is
Christ.
my jam pre-surgery. I sweet everything, like sweet tooth, sweet, sweet, sweet. That's why I liked the water enhancer so much. They were sweet.
Yep.
And now
Can't
I
do it.
still like sweet things, but I cannot
No.
manage that
I
extensive
need
sweetness anymore.
natural sweet now. And like, our clinic's been great about that. Or, my dietitian anyway said, if you're going to have it, I'd rather you have the real
Yeah.
stuff. Just obviously I limit my grams per serving. So like, if I'm
Yeah.
baking or I'm making something, I would genuinely rather just use maple syrup in my
Yeah.
recipe than monk fruit sweetener
No.
or stevia. Like, I just calculate the recipe to the point where a serving is still 10 grams of sugar or less. But yeah, I can't stomach the exception of Crystal Light, and I don't know if
I
it's
know.
magic or
It doesn't
what,
bother me at all
but that's the
anymore.
only one that doesn't bother me, but
Yeah.
everything else, like, really upsets my stomach. I Ghost protein is the only protein that I can really stomach, and bake with and cook with, but just a pro tip, what tastes good today probably won't taste good post-surgery, and
Yeah.
protein powder should be expensive as all holy hell, so just pump the brakes
Take
and
your
wait.
time.
Yeah, just wait.
Take your
Also,
time.
get stuff that's easy to get. I think before we get to our topic of the podcast today, I was getting stuff from the States. I was getting stuff that, I'll order in, I'll do this. And then like supply chains dry up and you can't get Fairlife at Costco every week. And then you get this dependence on something you can't get. So I've also kind of looked at what tastes good enough and is easily accessible for me so that if I run out or I'm in a city traveling for work, I can run and get something. So Premier Protein, while people don't think it's better than Fairlife, and I do understand that, I can get it at every single
It's a
grocery
great
store,
staple. It's a
multiple
great
flavors.
staple.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I've learned to love it because to be
Yep.
honest with you, getting Fairlife was a pain in my hole and
It's
I'm
like the
not
Hunger
driving to
Games.
Costco.
No,
Yeah,
we've switched.
can't
We've
do it.
switched to Premier Protein. It was on sale the other day. I was watching the poor UPS man because he was like in his 60s, and I think we ordered 9 or 10 cases of Premier Protein because it was like $10 off.
Yeah.
And so Devin drinks it, I drink it, like we all drink it. And so we just stocked up. And I was on a work call, and this poor 65-year-old man was lugging all of these
Carrying your
boxes
Premier
of Premier
Protein.
Protein up to our
Oh
porch.
my goodness gracious.
But yeah, that's become our staple too because it's so convenient. And like I said, it works well with coffee, hot or cold. It's good to grab and go. It's just so versatile.
Exactly. So find what is good and accessible because you don't want to be in a pinch searching high and low and all over hell and creation for things. You don't want to get hooked on something that you can't get. So here's a great example. Built bars. Yes, you could get them in Canada. Yes, built bars are amazing. I like hands down.
I have
I
two
would
left.
sell everything I owned for built bars. I love them. Put them in the microwave or the toaster oven. They're great. They've run into a production issue where they can't get a certain ingredient. So they're very behind on production. So you can no longer get it at Walmart. You can no longer get it at Costco. I'm not going to the United States just to get built bars. So,
Yeah.
you know, be careful of becoming dependent on things that you just can't get in your city. So now I am on pure protein bars. They are good. They are not as good. And I got hooked on built bars, but I have to make do with what's Canadian, what's available, what I can run out to Shoppers Drug Mart and get in a pinch when I need something. Because this is what happens with some of these trendier, awesome, big things. Not only does their website sell out 5 minutes after they launch a bar, which that's a whole thing I'm annoyed about. It seems like only influencers can get the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you can only get it now in America because they have lost their distribution with Costco and Walmart. So just be careful. Like Bear Bells, people love them. They're great. That's another example of they're here now for a hot minute and they could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Don't
just
back
plan.
yourself into a corner.
Yeah, just plan.
Yep.
And that leads us into today's topic, which is travel and
Rebel.
vacations.
Hmm.
We get this question a lot.
Yeah.
And we
Oh yeah.
also have come up against this a lot. We are heading into vacation season. We're heading into conference season. So we're going to cover things like planning a vacation and going on it, being sent away for work travel and what that looks
Mm-hmm.
like, and just our own experiences with having to travel very shortly after surgery or a couple years after surgery. Like, how do you prepare for it? How do you plan for it? We get a lot of questions about that, like when am I allowed to go, and how do I get ready to
How are you
go,
gonna
and
do that?
oh
How
my
are you gonna go
goodness,
on a
what was it
trip?
like? And
Yeah.
I'm going to be pretty honest, like it's kind of okay. The world is not as
You figured
scary as
out.
it seems, and it's way more bariatric friendly than you will imagine. Also just depends on like what type of vacation you're going on too, but yeah, we're going to
Mm-hmm.
kind of dive whole head first into travel and vacations and how do you do it as a bariatric patient, both pre and post op, I think is important.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think, yeah,
There's a lot of people that, oh my gosh, well, how are you going to do this? How are you going to go there? How are you going to go on vacation? Well, what do you mean?
just gonna
What do you
go.
mean, how I'm going to go?
Yeah,
Like, I'm going to go, I'm going to make it work, and I'm going to just shift my priorities, right? I'm not going to go I mean, I might still go to the all inclusive to relax, but my trip's not going to be focused on the swim up bar and the restaurants. Those will still be there, and you
sure.
can still have them in moderation. But my focus is now going to be on swimming or walking on the beach or hiking or doing activities. Your priorities and your focus is going to shift. So you're
Change.
still going to go on a trip.
Yeah,
I'm just not going to go to Mexico
for
and
food.
binge tacos and guacamole and margaritas all day. As great as that sounds,
I'm still
that's
gonna
not
have
right.
tacos and guacamole.
100% I
Like I'm
am.
still gonna have it.
But I'm going to do all those activities that maybe I didn't do
Yeah.
last time because either I couldn't or because I was too busy binging on the
Food.
tacos that I missed out on all the other fun things.
The cool thing is too, depending on like who you're going with, now you can actually look at like, do we need an all-inclusive package? Maybe
Right.
we could go somewhere fancier because I could split my meal with you,
Yeah,
husband, partner, whoever you're going with. I could, we could share. We could share a platter. We could
yeah,
share a meal. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe we don't need to buy a drink package because, I'm not drinking. And you could just because I'm not drinking, you could buy your drinks and we would still save money. So the other
exactly.
really cool thing is trips can now look a lot different. It's not two adults needing bottomless drinks and food for a whole trip anymore. So that's something that you can really take into consideration when you're going. But the one thing I know that we're going to get and that I've seen too on Reddit is well, what if I'm a foodie though? Like I'm a foodie and
Mhm.
I want to travel because I'm a foodie. Okay. No one is saying that you cannot travel and explore and still delight in
Yeah.
all of the
It's not
great food that the world
yeah.
has to offer.
It's not that you're not eating
Yeah,
on
you're
these
still
trips, like, you're
eating.
not gonna go to Italy and not eat food,
Yeah, you're not going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to
right?
have in Italy any of the
Um,
good food.
right?
Oh,
I'm not gonna
okay.
have any noodles or pasta or any pastries at all or any gelato. I'm just gonna look around.
Yeah.
No, like,
Not going
let's
to
be
happen.
real. Let's be
Yes,
real.
but it's gonna be different. So, like, do I have gelato? Goddamn right I have gelato. I have, like, a very crippling addiction to gelato, but it's different. Like, when I get gelato, I limit myself to, like, I'm gonna have a gelato. If I have a gelato, I'll have 1 a month. I'm not gonna be going every week and getting it, and I get a kid cup now, and it's awesome. It's, like, nice and small. I think it's, like, 2.5 ounces. I get 2 flavors still. They, like, shove 2 little flavors in there, and that's all I need, right? So if
Yeah.
I'm in Italy, I'm not going and getting a tub or a pint of gelato. I'm not getting a cone of gelato. And I think that's the difference is you're thinking about it maybe right now pre-surgery. And so you're thinking, well, that sounds terrible. I want to be able to indulge and eat. And I actually get this. There's somebody that I work
Mhm.
with who's like, you know, what my favorite thing is eating to that point where you're so full that you just need to sit on the
That hurt.
couch and like, oh, and he's like, you don't get that though, right? Like you don't get that feeling anymore. And I was like, buddy, I definitely get that
Sure
feeling.
do.
I just get it after like a bite and a half.
I
I
got that
still
today
get,
at lunch.
yeah, I still
I
get that feeling,
yeah,
but also
we just get there faster.
why? Like, why would you, like, if you're in Italy, of all places, why would you want to eat yourself to the point of like, oh, I,
Not
I
feeling
can't
good.
move. I'm
Yeah.
exhausted. We're in a
Don't you wanna have
coma.
little bits of everything here and there?
Yeah, thank
Like,
you.
have a bite
Yeah,
couple bites here, then walk for a while, then have a couple bites here. Sample everything
everything
instead of plowing yourself full of a bowl of
at
pasta,
one place.
feeling like crap.
Yes.
The whole rest of the afternoon, you're just sitting there going, "Oh my
Oh
god."
God, we overate.
Right.
Oh, now I'm really tired. Let's go
Yeah, I
sleep.
just
Like,
need a nap.
it's not, if
Now
I'm going all the way to Italy,
yeah,
no.
I wanna take it all in.
Oh,
So you're still doing it, you're still enjoying the food, but you're sampling little bits, and it's just that it's not the full focus of your
yeah.
trip anymore. It
And
becomes
like,
part of the activities and
so
part of the trip.
yes. When you reflect on the trip and people go, how was it? You can go, well, we did this and we saw this and we ate
We went
this and we
here
went
and
here
yeah,
versus like, oh my God, we had the best pizza and the best pasta. And like, there's nothing wrong with having good food. But when I reflect on trips of past, it usually was all food. Where are we going to eat? Where are we going to go? I need food. I'm hungry. I'm starved. Like food, 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 like
which resort has the best
food,
restaurants?
drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
Yeah,
wasn't
it's so
ever
true.
about anything else.
No.
So eat what you want to eat. Like Steph's right. If I went to Italy today, and like I do want to go to Italy, it is on my bucket
Mhm.
list. There's a million things I want to do in Italy though. Like I want to go sightseeing and walking and hiking but I do want to try, like they're known for their fish. I want to try some fish dishes.
Yeah.
I'd love to try some like homemade gnocchi. I'd love to try gelato. I want to try some of the fresh bread or maybe a
Those
slice of
panini
pizza,
shops that are supposed to be
but
amazing.
in like moderation. I'm not going to go and order a whole pizza. I'm not getting a whole friggin' plate of pasta. The other thing is when you look at a lot of these countries, it's tapas. It isn't the Western serving sizes that you're
No,
used to. Like
it's
you
about those little meals throughout
plates.
the day.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah,
having a little bite, a little bite,
and
a little
working it
bite.
in. But
Yes.
we do focus so much on that. Like Devin and I were talking about a trip because we're going away in 2 months,
Yeah.
and I had said something about wanting to go to a resort to just like unwind, relax, put my feet up, and I said something about wanting to go back to Mexico. And his first comment was, "Well, why? You can't eat and drink like you used to be able to." And when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? When we have gone away to like Cuba, Mexico, wherever we've gone,
Yeah.
that's literally all we do. We would sit, the morning would be sit at the beach and drink in the beach chairs, and then go to the buffet at lunch, have a bunch of tacos and guacamole and
Bunch of food.
margaritas,
Yep.
then go to the pool, hang out at the swim up bar, drink all afternoon,
Yep.
then go binge out at dinner, have a
Yep.
bunch more like it was so focused. We went to Mexico because of the tacos and guacamole, not because of the beach or the scenery or the activities, or we went because they had good tacos. So I was like, you know what? You're not wrong. Like, why are we spending $5,000 because they have good tacos? So now we're taking the kids and we're going back to Alberta. We're going to Canmore and Banff, which this
Nice.
will be our third time there. The
Oh,
kids have
that'll be
never gone.
nice.
But now, yeah, there's still like a really great Mexican restaurant in Banff that I want to do for my birthday while we're there.
Yeah.
But we are doing like our trip is now focused on the rafting we're doing and the gondola we're doing and the boat tour we're doing and the hikes that we can take
Very
the kids on.
cool.
Like your priorities just change. And
They
now the
change.
trip, yeah, there's going to be great food and we know we're going to go to the
Sure.
breweries and we're going to have all this stuff.
Yeah.
But the trip is now focused around what are the activities and the sites and the things we're going to do
Mhm.
while we're there to make those memories versus just, well, what restaurants are we going to hit up while we're there?
Yeah.
It's just a shift in
It's
priority and
different.
in focus.
And you will still look up where to eat. So make no
For
mistake,
sure.
whatever vacation you go on, there is still going to be an aspect of food involved,
You
but
still
now
want
it's
good
from a
food.
different lens. Now it's if we're going out to eat, genuinely you want to eat at a good quality restaurant because you can barely eat. Like you have small portion sizes. So
You
my
want it
kind
to
of
be good.
rule was I'm not going to the Keg or to an East Side Mario's if I'm traveling because I have limited
Yeah.
space. I want the best restaurant in this area and then I want to look up and make sure that they have something I can eat because I also don't want to get into a situation where
You make bad
it's a
choices.
slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
Oh, when I went to the Bahamas, they have a senior frogs. And I was like, well, I guess we could just eat there. Like we were hungry. We had walked the whole island. And it was my friend who was like, no, there's probably like some little place we could go and get some fish or something else. Like we don't have to just go there because it's easy and convenient. And it was all fried food, right? It's that touristy, you're hungry, let's get. And so
Yeah.
that's the other thing is I don't want to fall into a trap of not preparing and then getting stuck eating at chain restaurants or
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
So food will still be an aspect, but it's because you can't sit and eat for 4 hours straight, you have to plan other things to do.
Yeah.
And you also realize, like, and this is a hot topic. And so if you want to drink, drink. We do what you want to do. Our clinic was pretty clear about, well, A, you're not allowed to drink before surgery. And then B, they're very, very adamant that you just do not take that habit up again. Many reasons the sugar, the empty carbs, but also it's very easy to get transfer addiction and become an alcoholic after surgery. That's just not our opinion. That is statistics. You should look it up. It's a quite
It's a real
large
thing.
statistic of
Yeah.
people who after bariatric surgery become alcoholics. So I don't drink. So that's the other thing for me is if I'm going on vacation, I need to have things planned to do because
Yeah.
it is no longer fun for me to sit at a swim up bar for
Yeah.
4 hours. Now, if you're pre-op, you're probably thinking, this all sounds horrible, Hannah. Like, of course I want to go to a swim up bar and like, oh my
Right?
God, maybe I
Those
don't
are some
want
of my
this
favorite
surgery.
vacations
Your
to
mentality
do.
changes as well, though. You're thinking about these things in a larger body where you get tired easy, where you don't get to do a lot of the things other people do, where you're not actually out exploring because you are very limited in what you can do. And you've only ever known all inclusive eating, binge drinking.
Yeah.
After surgery, I said it in the last podcast, the world opens up to you in terms of exercise, things to do. Like I rode a horse for the first time last year. I can do all these great activities. I have more energy and I'm more awake. My
And
body
your
no longer
comfort level
hurts.
doing these things is
Yeah.
significantly higher. You're not so worried about doing them or afraid about doing them. Your first thought
Yes.
isn't, "Oh my gosh, can I handle that? Is that okay with my weight?
Yeah.
Am I gonna be tired? Is it gonna hurt my you don't go to that place in your mind anymore. You
You
actually
don't.
get excited about
Yeah.
all of the things that weren't something you could get excited about before.
Exactly. So when your friend says, "Hey, let's walk to that rum cake factory in the Bahamas that you wanted to get something for your dad from, you go, yeah, who cares?
Okay.
Next thing you know, it's 22-kilometer round trip. And you're like, that was probably a lot longer than it should have been in the Bahamas. But you don't bat an eye. Like you book the swim at the Dolphins because you don't mind being in your bathing suit. You don't care about riding a bike around the island. You want to go explore and go shopping. And um
Hmm.
you feel different. So I know there's going to be people thinking this sounds like torture. It doesn't. Like the you trust me, you will be bored if you're going on a vacation that's all about like eating and drinking. You will be that friend who's like, "Boy, could we
We
maybe do
do
something
something.
else?"
Yeah.
And it's just a society thing. I didn't realize it, and you won't realize it till after surgery because I couldn't put it together before surgery. After surgery, I was like, "Holy shit,
Now
our
I get it.
society is all about eating." Like it's always eating. Try to
Yeah.
plan an event with friends after surgery. Oh, okay. Well, where do you guys want to go
Where do
to
you want to go
eat?
for eat? Do you want to go
Um,
and eat?
yeah, even planning something like, "Do you guys wanna go to Winners to go shopping?" "Sure." And then
Should we
it's like,
get dinner?
"Well, I'm kinda hungry, like, have you
Yeah.
eaten? Like, we should go eat after." And it's like, "No, I'm good, but if you wanna eat, like, go ahead," or, "Hey, do you guys wanna come over?" "Yeah, what can we bring? What should we eat?" "I don't know, just come over."
Just hang out.
Um, just come hang out. So
Everything has to have food attached to it. It's so important.
always
Yeah.
has to have something attached. So the other thing that I've tried to do is because I want to be accommodating on vacations. It's I don't just go by
Yeah.
myself and I want people to feel I never want people to not eat and not indulge and enjoy because I'm with them and my family will do this and it bugs me. So I always try to remember take breaks throughout the day and find places to go. But that's why I'll be like, there's this great coffee shop I heard about here. Like, why
Mhm.
don't we go to this coffee shop? Because I know they can eat if we're at the coffee shop. And this happened in Nova Scotia, of all places. I'm from there. I go home often. I'm going again in June. And we were all going out shopping. And the other thing is you have to either pack your own food or be prepared that people need to stop every 2 hours for you to at least have something in your stomach.
I
So I just
always have
remember
snacks in my purse now.
always. And I remember telling my mom, like, "We should stop. Like, we should stop somewhere." And she's like, "Oh." And I was like, "I don't think people can keep up with our pace of shopping." And it was true. We were with my aunts, who I don't think were at the level my mom and I
Yeah.
were for shopping nonstop. And so I was like, there's a great coffee shop. I had already looked it up ahead of time. I knew they were going to have food. And of
Yeah.
course, the second we get in, sandwiches, like they were so hungry. So
Yeah.
that's the
They
other
needed
thing I
it.
keep in mind is yes, I might not be eating much, but I am with other people that will want to indulge and
Yeah.
enjoy. So
And that's okay.
don't go too far into not planning little stops, but as the bariatric patient, just you should maybe know what's available because you just don't want to get stuck in a situation
Be
where you're
prepared.
forced to eat somewhere that
Yeah.
because people undoubtedly will just not eat if you're not eating. And it
Yeah.
sucks. And I wish they wouldn't, but
They
they
don't wanna
will.
they don't wanna make you feel bad. Well, and that's like too when we're going to Canmore, we have an Airbnb, because then we have a full kitchen.
Yep.
So we can do our own grocery shopping, we can have our own food in there. So yes, we can go out and where our Airbnb is, it's in phenomenal location, like it's right
Mhm.
downtown Canmore. So yeah, we can go out, we have lots of options, but we can also then pack our own food, pack our own snacks when we do our hikes,
Mhm.
when we go on the boat. We can make sure we have that packed. We can do our own
Yep.
breakfast. We can come back and make our own dinner if we want. We have those
Snacks.
options to be prepared
Mhm.
so that we're not put in situations where you have to make a bad choice or there just isn't a choice for
Slippery
you and you have to
slopes.
suffer through. Yeah.
And, like, go and enjoy yourself and have fun. It's just be
Yeah.
prepared so that it's not like every day I went to a cafe and had an eclair because it was, like, the only thing near the hotel, and it's like, now I've gained 15 pounds. Like,
And feel like
just
crap.
yeah, and you don't feel great because you're not used to that much sugar, so be prepared.
Yeah.
The Airbnb is a great idea. When I travel for work, and I actually had to travel for work in April, so I had my surgery in March, and they made me go away in April, and that was just to Montreal. But it was like sheer fucking panic because I was like, I'm on an 8-hour train ride. I'm very limited on food. What's my energy level going to be like?
And
Am
you're
I
only
going
a
to be able
month
to
out.
handle
Like
this?
you're still trying to
It
learn
was,
your habits.
I should have said no to work. It was way too soon. Like energy level wise, that it was a huge problem. Like, you know what work travel's like. You got to be on all the time and then go out for dinner and schmooze and booze. But the second I got into my hotel, I called ahead and made sure that there was a mini fridge in the
Yep.
room. And I went right to the grocery store and I bought pre hard boiled eggs. I
Yep.
bought deli meat. I bought cheese. I bought almonds. Like at this right, you're eating like real little. Like a month out, I was on soft food, but I was like, I have to do the best I can do on this work trip.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to make chicken salad in my hotel room. So
No.
I got hard boiled eggs, I got
Yep.
cheese, like I got things where I was like, there's protein. I can nibble on this throughout the day. There's gonna
You
be
don't have to
nothing in
prep
the office that
anything.
I can have. So I did the
Yep.
best I could. We went out for dinner, and this is a big one. So I didn't tell a lot of people except for my boss that I was having this surgery. Now we're out for dinner, and
And you're
all
gonna
of the
have 2 little
executives are
bites of
there.
food and be full.
Yeah. So I I recommend telling your boss if you have a good relationship. You got to tell somebody because you will be
Uh-huh.
put in this weird situation at least once. So
Yeah.
he knew, and so ahead of time he was like, "What would be good for you?" And I was like, maybe just something where like we're sharing plates, or just I don't know, something where there's meat is my answer. So we picked an Indian restaurant, and it was actually great because it was a ton of sharing platters.
Perfect.
So nobody really noticed that I just took a little bit of the chicken and a little bit of
Yeah.
like sag paneer. I didn't take any of the rice. Like I was able to build a plate that made sense. I
Yeah.
didn't drink, but because it was so bustling and like
Nobody
nobody
noticed.
heard that I wasn't drinking. Um, but that is a thing that you might have to tackle, and it can be a bit
Yeah.
hard and a bit awkward. But if you at least have someone at work that you can talk to, you can again maybe be the advocate for here's a great restaurant that has some stuff I could order. Worst case, just order an appetizer as your main. No restaurants really care about that.
No.
I've traveled for work and had to have done that. Hey, I'll take the scallop appetizer as my main. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Um,
They don't
Boom.
care.
And it's worked. I've door dashed things to my hotel
Yep.
because I've had
There's
to
lots
just
of
have protein powder
you
and
just
things
have
to
there's
eat.
lots of options. You just have to do the research and
Plan
put in the
ahead.
time. Like I have to start traveling for work soon. And like yeah, my boss knows, my team knows, everybody that I work with knows.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm going to be having to go out with clients probably. And they obviously don't know. A lot of my clients know I was off work for a number of weeks,
Okay.
but they don't know why.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting thing when I have to start doing that is yes, I'm still now, well, almost now eating everything. I can have 4 more weeks till I can have red meat.
Ew.
Oh, I'm so excited. But it'll be interesting
Okay.
when I go out with them because a lot of times that's exactly it. You wine and dine people, right? The
Oh,
drinks
yes.
come, the
It's
food comes.
society.
Exactly. So I won't be drinking. My food as will be those small portions, those little bits. So I'm sure it's going to come up, and that's
Might.
fine.
Might.
But just do like Hannah said, do your research, look at some menus beforehand, pre-plan. I always have snacks in my bag. Even simple things like not even traveling, but like if I know I have a crazy day on the road for with the kids or with me and appointments and yada yada, I always will put Built bars or protein bars in my bag, those
Yes.
little protein like applesaucey
Oh,
packets,
yeah.
like a protein
Edamame.
shake.
Yep.
Exactly. I buy those little edamame beans,
Best crackers.
cheese strings, baby bells. All like I will always have baby bells. So good. I will always have snacks in my bag because
Always.
otherwise it's
Always.
way too easy to just hit up a drive-through, hit up Timmy's, hit up McDonald's, hit up whatever it is. But if you have the snacks and the food prepared and you've done your research and you have a plan in place, you're far less likely to fall off the
Yeah.
wagon.
And I agree with you. Like it helps you not fall off. Mine are also there because I tend to be the type of person where, oh, we've been in this boardroom for 7.5 hours, and all of
I
a sudden
haven't
Hannah's
eaten yet.
feeling real fucking lightheaded. You can just get swept up in work travel or
Oh
just
yeah.
travel in general. So I keep snacks because I tend to be the type that will start to feel
Yeah.
really quickly that I haven't had enough to eat. Um, if you have to go to fast food, like again, do your research too. That's fine. There's a great hack about Chick-fil-A getting the kale. I think it's the kale
The kale
salad and the
salad
grilled
and
nuggies,
yeah.
and it's like 300 calories, but like
Yeah,
30
there's
grams of
options.
protein. That's
There's
that's
totally
fucking dope.
options.
Yeah. But I get what you mean. It's like you don't want to be in that weird situation. So always keep snacks with you. Um, yeah, when it comes to work, like what do you Okay, so here's a pro tip that I did recently. I was out on like a team. We went to a big dinner team event. I was like, guys, we should order appetizers for the table. Like, here's some
Yeah.
great. And so I got three appetizers for the table because I could pick at a little of these things, but it filled everybody else up. So when their mains came
They were
and
full.
they didn't finish their mains, and I sure as shit didn't finish my mains, it was not weird. And there wasn't this
Yeah.
big conversation about that's all you're eating. But you know what? You kind of just also need to get used to it. It is going to happen.
It'll be
But a
your
pro
life.
tip: get them to order a ton of
I
appetizers, and
love
then
that.
nobody can finish their main.
So
And
sneaky.
you can use it as an excuse. Oh, I just ate a lot of those appetizers. I didn't eat any of them. But that is my tip
Love it.
for how to get
That's
through it.
so good.
If you don't want to tell people, you don't have to. But like nobody, honestly, the scariest thing is the own judgment in your head that someone's going to say
Oh
something.
my
They
gosh.
won't.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so now you're thinking, well, they
Yep.
told us that we need to bring snacks. We need to
Yep.
be prepared. But I'm going on a vacation. How do we do it? Cool. 6 months after surgery, I went on a cruise. I would highly, highly, highly recommend cruises to all you bariatric listeners out there, especially if it's your first vacation. I think there's nothing safer and more comforting and more bariatric friendly than a cruise. I went on Royal Caribbean, and so there, American Cruise Lines, bariatric surgery in the US is huge, so
Huge.
they know how to deal with it. I've been on MSC and Royal Caribbean, love them both. The best part about a cruise is the buffet because you can pick
So
literally
many
as much
choices.
as you want. And
Yeah.
the choices are exquisite. You're going to think, well, Hannah, I'm low sugar, low calorie, high protein. Well, what am I going to do? Oh, buddy.
They
So there's
got you covered.
always a sugar-free dessert because
Yep.
diabetes is a really big problem in the
Yeah.
States and most of their audience is the States. There's always a sugar-free option. Literally anywhere you go, Ben and Jerry's, the buffet, a seated
They have
dine,
to cater to such a
all
wide
of them.
variety of people on the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
The buffet will always have things like scrambled eggs, hard boiled eggs, turkey sausage, regular sausage at breakfast. They'll always have some type of roast beef, roast chicken, fish. They always have some sort of carvery. They have a salad bar. They have quinoa. Like
Everything.
you'll feel like you're in a bariatric dream because you'll be like, oh my God, I have a little bit of this roast beef. I'm gonna have a little bit of this chicken.
Right?
Shit, I'm gonna have a hard boiled egg because why the hell not? And that
Yep.
buffet's open 24/7. Royal Caribbean had a taco bar. And so like there were just times where I was like, I'm just gonna go get a ground chicken taco because like I'm hungry and I can just
Right.
eat a taco.
Yeah.
We went to
Perfect.
the seated restaurant. You have the same server and the same table, and you can go to the seated restaurant if you would like. It's included in your package. So I just told my server, oh, I'm bariatric, so I won't be able to eat the whole
Hmm.
portion. And she gave me options. Do you want to take it back to your room or should we
Yeah.
just cut your portion in half? And I was like, well, shit, Christine, maybe we cut it in half. Like, what a great
Right?
option. So, like, I
Yeah.
had a half serving of the appetizer, a half serving of the main,
Perfect.
and always a sugar free dessert. And I told her, I'm not going to be able to eat it all, but I'd like it all. And they don't care. They were like,
No,
that's fine.
you already
Because
paid for it anyway.
yeah,
So who cares? Yeah.
that's a big thing for me. And
Yeah.
I think you should all enjoy it. If you want to try the damn food, try the damn
Try
food.
it.
Don't sit
Yeah.
there and go, well,
Push.
I only have room for the appetizer or the main. Who-
Yeah.
Have a bite of the appetizer and then
Right.
have the bite of the
You
main.
paid for all the food anyway.
It's
So who
just do
cares?
it. Don't
Yeah.
limit yourself to the fact that you're not going to finish it. If you want to try it, try it. You want to try that grilled
You
salmon
got to
dish?
live your life.
Try that grilled salmon
Live.
dish.
Look, I
So,
actually saw a video
yeah.
today of I've told you about him, Dr. Clapp from Texas.
Yeah, he makes
I
me think of an
love
STD.
right?
Sorry.
Dr. Clapp.
Mm,
I love him. If you want to follow somebody, medical can't even talk today, a medical professional.
yes.
He's on TikTok. I think he's on Instagram too, but I follow him on
Okay.
TikTok. Dr. Clapp, I think it's Benjamin Clapp.
Okay.
He's in Texas and he's a
I love
bariatric
him.
surgeon, like a really big one in the
Yeah.
States. And I love his videos. He's
So
very
great.
honest, to the point.
Yep.
And I just saw a video he did today or yesterday about buffets and how exactly it, that there's such a good place for
So
bariatric people
good.
because there's so many options to pick from. There's always protein, there's always veg.
Always.
And that it's just a great way to, like you said, sample a little bit of everything,
Yep.
get a little bit of everything, and you're
Yes.
always going to find something that works for
Yep.
you at a buffet.
Yeah, they had chicken salad. I'm not even kidding. They had a deli bar, and
Yeah.
every day I was like, "Hello, hi, it's me again. I'm here for
It's
the
me and I'm
chicken
back.
salad. Thank you so much." And like, boom, big ass scoop of chicken
Right?
salad.
Well,
And
and
my friend,
especially for bariatric people, like we're hungry
yes,
every like 2 hours.
every
So
two
if you
hours.
have a buffet or something like that that you can just go to every 2 hours and have food on demand there,
It's great.
super
My friend
convenient.
laughed so hard at me. She's like, "Are you just eating a plate of chicken salad?" I was like,
Yes,
"I
I
genuinely want to order this at room service because like at 11 p.m. I'd be like, I really want some fucking chicken salad." And she was like, "Hannah," and I was like, "It's really good chicken salad." It
Right?
was such good chicken salad. I not even kidding, I would order room service tuna salads because, like, to Steph's point, we don't eat a lot. And so the other thing you need to think about on vacations, because you're probably thinking, "Well, I'm not that hungry at home." Correct. You're probably not as active as on vacation, where I
Yeah.
was, like, up from the crack of dawn being like, "We're in the Bahamas," and, like,
Yeah,
we're walking and we're running and
right.
we're swimming and we're going.
You're
So, like,
moving
every
so much more
2
than you are at
hours
home.
yeah,
Yeah,
every day we averaged 42,000 steps
that's
a day.
amazing.
So, like, I was starving
You're
and
working up a huge
I'd call room
appetite.
service and be like, "Hello, I would love the children's tuna salad, thank you." And she laughed at me, but, like, it would be 11 p.m. and I'm on our balcony mowing down on a
That
tuna
sounds
salad, and
amazing.
I was the
Living your best
happiest.
life.
Oh, it was. Like, I was just so happy, and I didn't gain any weight. I lost weight because of how much I was walking, but it was great. So, I cannot stress a cruise enough because, oh, are you on the island right now? And oh no, you're starting to get a bit hungry and a bit lightheaded. Guess what's back on the ship? The all you can
Your
eat
buffet.
buffet. So, like, back your little legs go. But also, I called them ahead of time and I said, I'm
Yeah,
a bariatric patient. I was told if I told you this, you'd give me a mini fridge and allow me to bring protein drinks on. And they said, yep, everybody's allowed to bring a certain amount of drinks on, but
yeah.
they don't always give you a mini fridge. They consider it a medical issue. Bariatric surgery is considered
Medical.
medical, and they'll
Yep.
give you a mini fridge. And I was able to stock my Premier
So good.
protein in the mini fridge. But here's another amazing thing. If you can afford MSC, do MSC. I know that some of the other ones are a bit cheaper, but MSC is a European cruise line. Now, you're going to see a lot of hate on Reddit because it's not for your typical, like, it's not the typical buffet American style cruise.
Yeah.
They're very health conscious, the Europeans. And so I thrived on MSC because not only was the buffet amazing, but they had a healthy buffet section where, like, I could get low sugar yogurt, I could get no sugar muesli bowls, I could get they would
Didn't
make
they
you
have smoothies?
protein
Wasn't there like a smoothie bar or something? I
they
remember
had
you
a
sending me pictures of
protein
your smoothies.
they had a
Yeah,
protein smoothie bar. So I'm like
that's
in this little
awesome.
cafe, which also had the best coffee ever. And I could literally order 5 different protein drinks with 30 grams of protein in it. It was like whey protein. I could add bananas in if I wanted. And I was like, this might be the best cruise I've ever been on in my life.
Right?
They had tons of sugar-free
Yep.
options, like way more than other cruises. And they just had, like, I was just so impressed. I was blown away. I was like, I'm getting, like, grilled salmon at the buffet, and I'm get like, there were just healthier options.
Yeah.
All cruises are gonna be great for bariatric patients. MSC specifically, really good for, like, health conscious, and they had the state-of-the-art gym, and I worked out while I was there because my life is a little different now. But yeah, I loved MSC. I would recommend cruising.
Yeah.
Even if you're not cruising, call wherever you're going ahead, explain that you're bariatric, ask if you can have protein brought with you, bring snacks. So,
Just plan,
yeah,
plan,
before
research
my
and plan.
cruise, I packed cashews,
Yep.
jerky, protein powder, protein drinks, Gatorade electrolyte powder, and something else, some sort of chocolate something.
Yeah.
Because I was like, great, I don't know if the
What's
buffet
gonna
is going
be?
to have snacks
Yep.
and things and blah, 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 blah. And they don't. They have food, but they don't have snacks. So there will
Right.
be nowhere for you to get crackers or chocolate or things that fit.
Snacky
And
things.
you're going to feel
Yeah.
snacky at times. You are.
Yep.
I didn't buy an alcohol package because I don't drink alcohol. But the best part about travel, guys, they have mocktails. Mocktails are becoming
Mhm.
huge, especially in the US, and
Yep.
they're
There's a
great. So
massive market for mocktails
I
now.
had mocktails and it was awesome. And they're not, like, pumped full of sugar, might I add, too. They try to make them like a cocktail just with non-alcoholic spirits. So that's the other nice thing. It's not just sugar water. It's,
Right.
yeah, we have non-alcoholic gin. Would you like us to make you a gin and tonic? And I was like,
Well, yes,
yes,
please.
yes, I would.
Yep.
So travel becomes far less scary than you think. Most places, especially US places and cruises, are very bariatric friendly. I know that Disney is very bariatric friendly.
Mhm.
So just call ahead and tell them,
Yeah.
get a mini fridge, plan and prep, stop at a
Yep.
grocery store, where possible, book an Airbnb so that you can make your own food. I went to Nova Scotia very soon after my bariatric surgery, and I just said, I'm going to the grocery store. And people will try to be like, well, let us prepare things for you. Don't bother. I'm literally going to live on, like, cheese nuggets and tuna
Yep.
salad,
Yeah.
and I'll be very happy. And they were like, no, but you won't. I was like, oh, but
Yo,
I
yes, I
will.
will.
And
Yes,
I
I
did.
will.
I loaded up on dill pickles,
Yep.
tuna, and cheese.
That sounds great.
I was on
Sounds
soft food
perfect.
diet. I had
Yeah.
no choice. So I had scrambled eggs for breakfast and tuna salad morning, noon, and night. But my life doesn't revolve around food, so I didn't even care. I was so busy doing other things. Um, so travel. Don't travel too soon after surgery because, like,
Mhm.
again, energy levels.
Yeah.
But I'd say, was my clinic thrilled I went on a cruise 6 months? No. But
Probably
was I
not.
perfectly fine?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was the perfect time to go. I do not regret it. I had no restrictions, no issues.
Yep.
6 months was fine. I'd
Yeah,
say
you're eating all
before,
your foods at 6 months, everything on your list is available, there's
yeah,
no restrictions and limitations on your food anymore. I'm curious to see when I have my appointment in April, the end of April. I'm curious to see if I get any feedback about going to
I
Canmore. I'm thinking I don't know, I would think they wouldn't because
it's like
I'm not going to a
domestic.
resort, I'm not going to
Yeah.
like I said, on a cruise, I'm not going somewhere where they're gonna think I'm gonna be super food or alcohol
Yeah, that was
focused.
their fear with me.
But I'm curious what the feedback is. But it really, like, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to planning. Just
That's
doing
it.
your
Just
research,
plan.
planning. Like, I got snack containers because our flight is 4 hours. And so I know I'm going to be hungry on the
Yes.
plane. I know it's going to happen. So I bought for the kids and then another one. These Devin hates when I call them this, but I think like online everybody calls them snackle boxes.
Snackle box, a tackle
Yeah,
box for snacks. Yeah.
I bought 3 Snackle boxes off Amazon that
Snackle
have, like, really
boxes.
decent sized containers.
Yeah.
And I actually sent one to an appointment Leah had in London the other day with my parents, and the lady at the appointment, said right away to my mom, she's like, "Where did you get this?" I was like, "I don't know, my daughter bought it." So I bought 3 of those, so, like, the kids will each have one on the plane, and then
Oh,
I
I
bought
love
myself
it.
one on the
I
plane
love it.
because I know I'm gonna be hungry.
Yeah.
I know that the airplane snacks that they're gonna have to offer are probably not gonna be great. They're usually crackers. They're
They're just
gonna
like
be peanut.
non-bariatric. They
Yeah,
suck in general.
exactly. They're crap either way. And I know we're flying out of a small airport. When we go there, I know the cafe there is just all your like pre-made muffins and all of that stuff, which isn't going to be good either. So it's just be prepared, do your research, and that's all it comes down to. Everything else can still be done. Your view
Yes.
on it is going to change a little bit,
Correct.
but you're
So
still going to have fun and you can still
you'll have
eat.
a blast. You're still gonna
Yeah.
eat. Just be cautious.
Your
Still keep
life's
track of things.
your life's not put on
Um,
hold because you had surgery. Your life should
no.
expand and open because
Yes,
you
just
had
be
surgery.
prepared because you don't know, delays, things happen. Always have a
Yep.
snack. Always have a snack.
Yep.
Airport food just sucks in general. I will give a shout out to Detroit and Florida, Orlando airports. They have these vending machines, Farmer or something,
Oh,
Farmer's Fresh or Farmer's Table. I can't remember, but like, damn. I
nice.
think I was in Michigan and I was just like gonna chew my own arm off, needed something, and I
Yep.
found this like fresh made vending machine that had
Huh.
sandwiches and like they told you everything in it. I got like
Yeah.
this smoked cheddar turkey. It was like 210 calories and I was like,
Okay.
okay. Um awesome.
Nice.
But
That's
plan
awesome.
ahead. Like I have to travel for work. I have to go to Nashville. I say have to because like I love you Americans that listen and I've always had the most lovely time in your country. I am a proud Canadian who does not want to support travel right now in the US, but work is calling and I must go. So I'm back to planning. Yes, I'm 2 years post op, but I still plan. So I know. Okay, so here's my travel day. Uh-oh. Remember that
There we go.
conversation we had about maybe Hannah does too much? So I'm running a
You don't
10K.
say.
I'm running a 10K in the morning, the Hamilton around the bay. And then I literally have an hour to get home, shower, put the dog in the
Get him
car.
from Hamilton, not
Yeah,
just like get
get
him
home
from
from
down the street.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, which like I'm not going to tell you all where I live, but like that's going to be about an hour drive. Get home from Hamilton, shower, grab the dog, put him in the car, grab my colleague who's coming in, and then bomb down to Windsor, drop the dog off at my parents, and then we're going to continue through to Detroit because we're going to fly out of Detroit. So I have to be prepared. I have to not only fuel for my race, but I have to have that car stocked
Ready.
with things that are legally allowed to come across the border because I'm not getting detained. But I need to be prepared that like I'm going
Yeah.
to be more hungry than normal. I'm going to be at the
Yep.
airport with someone who also will want to eat at a restaurant and be
Yep.
hungry. I'm going to be on a plane for 2 hours and then I'm going to be in Nashville. Like and I'm gonna have just run a 10K. My body's gonna be like, fuel me,
Give
feed me,
me
feed me,
food.
feed me. So
Yeah.
she's luckily amazing and knows I've had surgery, and we're already planning, which like is a
Perfect.
fun thing to do. I'm like, where do you want to
Yeah.
eat at the airport? Let's look up the Detroit
Let's
airport and
see what
see
they
what's
have.
there. Cause
Yep.
like we're gonna be early and need to eat something.
Yep.
And what can I legally bring across the border? Like I can't
Yep.
bring liquids. Can I bring like I don't want them to be like, what's this mysterious powder, Hannah, in your bag? And then no one sees Hannah for 10
Yeah.
days. So I have to plan strategically that way. I've already looked up the closest grocery store to where we're staying.
Perfect.
We're staying right at the Opryland Resort, and there is a
Awesome.
grocery store. So I told her, like, I'm going to be that guy that needs to go to the grocery store once we
As soon
land.
as we
You
get
can
there.
come,
Yep.
you don't have to, it's your choice, but I have to have stuff for the conference floor because I also will be on a conference floor. I won't be able to eat at the conference
Mhm.
convention center. I need to have things that I can, that are
Yeah.
convenient, that it can be eaten.
Yep.
So I'm planning. And then being in Nashville, there's great food. And so I don't want to
Mhm.
yuck anyone's yum and diminish that. So we proactively started that convo. Where do you
Perfect.
guys want to eat while we're here? Are there really
Yeah.
cool
Let's
places that
check
you'd
it out ahead of
recommend?
time.
And I kind of make it like just a fun thing where I'm like, listen, all I care about is protein. So you point me in the direction where I can get some good ass
Some meat.
chicken and
And
I will be
we're good.
happy. Like
Yep.
I don't need to tell them my whole life story, but I tell them, oh, I really would love great protein. Where are
Yeah.
some good places to go?
And so many
Um,
people, honestly, there's so many people with
God,
dietary restrictions
yes.
that it's not out of the norm for
No.
you to need or want to go to a certain place that has XYZ. Because you're
Mhm.
going to find people who are gluten free, who are
Oh
dairy
yeah.
free, who are vegetarian. Like,
Diabetic,
yeah,
heart
it is
conscious.
not out of the norm to
No.
have a dietary requirement.
No, and it's not your
Period.
whole identity or personality. If anything,
No.
you have one of the easier ones. So, um, I'll let you guys know how travel goes.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, I was on a cruise in November, so I am, I've been traveling a decent chunk, but
Yeah.
this will be the first like travel for work, super busy back to back long days,
Like
like
packed. Yeah.
packed days. So there won't really be a time for me to stop and prep something. And I have to, that's my biggest challenge 2 years post-op. I have to start becoming better with my timing on eating. I can no longer afford to go these long stretches
Yeah.
because when traveling for work, I'm going to be up at the crack of dawn. I'm going to be in that convention hall,
Mhm.
manning that booth, and then we're going to have to go out for dinner after, and then we're going to do, like I
You're
won't.
constant go, go, go mode, and you have to be
Yeah,
on.
I can't be like,
Yeah.
hey, Chris, boss man, I'm gonna go sleep for 4 hours because I really forgot to eat enough protein. And as a bariatric patient, you cannot catch up. You just
No.
can't.
And
So
with your
I have
hydration,
to.
you cannot catch up on your hydration. You have to
No,
drink your water because
yes,
we can't chug water.
we can't.
So if you all of a sudden realize it's 11 a.m. and you've had nothing to drink, you're not
Buddy,
going to get your 1 liter water and chugging it.
no.
You're screwed up for the day. So
And
you
this
have
is
to stay
why
on top of it.
you need to pack powdered electrolytes. You need to go find a really good brand and pack it. If you are traveling, you must have it. It was a huge mistake when I traveled 6 months post-op in the Bahamas. I obviously, coming from Canada, was very ill prepared for what the
Yeah.
weather in the Bahamas was like.
A little
And I
sweaty.
stepped outside, my hair went, pff, and I was like, so I have heat stroke 2 minutes into being off this boat. Cool. But like
Perfect.
it did, it caught up. Like even my friend looked at me and went, oh, you okay? We were just like on the beach, walking somewhere. I was like in the middle of a ha. And I
Oh
just
my
kind of
god.
stopped and she's like, oh, buddy, are you okay? And I was like, I am not okay. Like I went 0 to 100 and I was just like, oh, we need to get back to the boat. And it's because like I felt great. I wasn't thirsty. I wasn't drinking. And I
And then
was
it hit
just
you.
sweating out everything in my body. So it's my biggest recommendation is get good powdered electrolytes and pack them with you. I don't care if you're going to Canmore or you're going to the Bahamas or you're going to Nashville, you are
Yeah.
probably doing a lot more activity than you think or on your feet for longer. And Steph is right. You will not make up that deficit. You can't just go, hey guys, let me just chug this Gatorade real quick. So,
No.
fuel, like when I'm on the conference room floor, I'm going to need to have a bottle of electrolytes with me. And I'm going to need to be drinking that throughout the day because while I'm not running a marathon, I am going to be on my feet and working and talking and
Yeah.
moving. I need the electrolytes to keep me balanced.
Yeah.
Pack your vitamins. I think we forgot to touch on this one, but please write out your vitamins. Now there's two schools of thought here. Some people will pack the original packaging. If you are on prescription medication, I do strongly urge you to pack it in its
Yes.
original packaging
Yes.
if you are traveling borders, especially now. Um, If
Have
not,
everything
have it written
clearly
out
labeled.
very clearly what is in there. Again, just especially now, people are getting scrutinized a little harder, but you must take your vitamins and stuff with you. I know you're thinking, what a pain in my hole that I have to take like 7 bottles with me. When I traveled, I did not, but the world was a very different time, even last year. But I did write out my vitamins so that when it went through
Yep.
the X-ray, there was a piece of paper that said this is just vitamin D and this and this and this and this.
I did that one. Yep.
For Nashville, will not be taking that risk. I will be taking all the original packaging with me for
I did that with
Nashville.
my supplements. Even when we went to Canmore last year, I was on a bunch of supplements from the naturopath before surgery. And I did the same thing. I had them all in like my pill organizer,
Yes.
but I had photos of all the bottles on my phone and then I had written out what all of them were. Even though I was staying within Canada, just to be safe.
Just to be safe. So
Yeah.
yeah, for Nashville, because I'm crossing at a land border and I'm not in the safety of a Canadian airport, I will be taking the original bottles for
Yeah.
all of my supplements with me. And I'll just
Better
tell
safe
them
than
I'm a
sorry.
bariatric patient and I must be able to take my supplements. I do understand. I understand that that's scary, but you need to take your vitamins with you. You have no choice. So they must come with you.
Especially if you're going somewhere for like a week at a time, you don't want to be off your vitamins for a prolonged period of time.
Nope. So electrolytes, vitamins, all that jazz. I'll let you guys know how Nashville
Mhm.
goes. If you have recommendations of great places I should check out for food, let me know because I am going with colleagues that I love spending time with. But if there's some really great places that I could look up ahead of time or look for, please let me know so that I can, prep what I'm going to eat. Um, I'll need something close by for breakfasts for sure. I am going to try to get kind of my staples, my hard boiled eggs and some
Yeah.
stuff from the
Your
grocery
grocery
store.
store stuff.
Yeah, just some like
Yeah.
staples. Like even if I can just get some protein oatmeal, which is pretty common in the US, like
Oh,
I
yeah.
can mix up a cup in my hotel room.
Yep.
I get peanut butter, I get bananas, like I get some
Perfect.
things that are just easy. Like, is it going to be the most culinary glorious thing? No. But is it good to have these things just in case, like, oh boy, there isn't anything I can get for breakfast, or like you got to watch breakfast sandwiches because sometimes they're like 700 or 800 fucking calories.
They're
So
sneaky.
yeah, I want to just make sure that like I feel like I'm full, I'm not dizzy, I'm not lightheaded, I have enough in my body, and that I'm prepped for conference life. Because if you don't work in tech or you haven't been on a trade show floor,
It's exhausting.
drains the life out of a normal person. So yeah, just want to be prepared. So
Love it.
I'm excited to, yeah, report back into you all, not next week, but the week after. So
Yeah.
you got to wait 2 more episodes.
Then we'll
Episode
find out.
13, I'll tell you about Nashville.
Love it.
Um, but book the trips, have fun. Uh, Maybe don't book them before surgery because
No,
you
wait
don't
till
really get a
after.
guaranteed timeline of that. And do a last hurrah for all means. If you want to do a last hurrah, do a last hurrah. But just know you'll never have to give up traveling, and you'll never have to give up traveling for food if you're excited to like
No.
try the gelato in Italy, or you can't wait to go try ramen hand pulled in Japan, or you want haggis in Scotland for some
For
unknown
whatever
reason.
reason.
Yeah, ew. You can still do this. It's
Yeah.
just going to be in moderation and it's going to be a small portion of your trip, not your whole trip. So start getting
Live your
really
life,
acquainted
guys.
with the cool shit you want to do in these places that maybe you can't do now.
Exactly. I'm excited.
Yeah, tell us where you're going this year. Tell us about your travel.
Mhm.
Tell us about your pro tips. Like we want to hear, what are your tips? What did we
What's
miss? What
worked for
didn't we
you?
cover? Yeah, what
Yeah,
what
where have you
advice do you
gone?
have?
Where have you gone? What's worked for you? What places have you gone back to where you've had a totally
Yeah,
different trip? Like that's what I'm so excited about for Canmore. It'll be our third time. It'll be
totally
different because we
different.
have the kids, but it'll be so much more focused around activities
Yeah,
and
that's
memory
exciting.
making and doing versus
Yay.
sitting and
Food.
spending the afternoon in Banff bar hopping, which was fun, but it's going to be a totally different trip.
Even
Yeah.
traveling in your first year versus your second is a totally different trip because I'm going back to Nova Scotia in June and the trip is so different already. I'm not concerned about the grocery store and eating tuna salad. And I'm going because I'm running a 10K. A good friend is getting married. I'm going to go put my feet up at the cottage and listen to the waves. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And I even told my mom, like, I'm just excited to like go hike at places I've never been. I want to go to Grand Moyne. I want to go to the Cabot Trail for a day. Like, it's a me vacation. And yeah, I'll see my family the whole time I'm there, but it's even different than when I went, a couple months after surgery where my whole focus was on, am I eating enough protein? Did I get enough cheese? Do I need to get like, so she's right. It's very cool. Book the trips, have fun, but let us know. Where are you going again? And how does it look different than before surgery? And have you found some good bariatric places? Do you have like great recommendations on this was a great bariatric resort? This is a great bariatric trip. Or, hey, I highly recommend this state or this city or this country because I found it really great for bariatrics.
Mhm.
And we will report back. The more we
Yes, for
travel
sure.
and the more places we go, we'll tell you guys what we've learned. So yeah,
Stay
stay
tuned.
tuned. I'll do a Nashville bariatric convo in 2 weeks.
Love it. Amazing.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 11. We love you guys so much and thank you for listening. Keep chatting with us on Instagram and TikTok. We want to hear more about what you want to cover. Next week, we're diving into non-scale
Oh, I'm so excited
victories.
about that one. I
I
love it.
can't wait. So we'll see you for episode 12 next week. Everybody have the most wonderful week ever. And Steph, like always, just thanks for joining me and chatting with me.
Anytime. See you later, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.